Hello, my name's Bicycle John and I'm going to show you how to replace a Shimano Hollowtech bottom bracket. These are the tools that you're likely to need. We'll come to these in a second as we go through the job. You need a puller, you need a device to remove the bottom bracket, nice large adjustable spanner, something to take your pedal arm off with. Here's the replacement bottom bracket. This is a Tiagra 4600. These are the new bits here. And this is the bike in question. It's a Genesis Quadrifer. I've had it for about a year. I've done about 2,000 to 3,000 miles on it. I'm quite surprised actually to get a bit of play in the bottom bracket. I noticed it as I was cycling, a bit of clunking as I was going along. Quite different to the older style cassette bottom bracket. This is one of my hybrid. I've done nearly 8,000 to 10,000 miles on this, no play whatsoever. It appears that these need replacing a bit sooner than the old style ones. But the good news is that they are easy to fit and they're fairly cheap to buy. Okay, let's get started. Firstly, get this. You need one of these devices that you can buy quite easily, and this is to remove this plastic cap here, which is used to pull the whole of the pedal arm into the bottom bracket. This should only ever be finger tight, just to take up any slack that's between the pedal arm and the bottom bracket. So you shouldn't really use any tools for this because it's all plastic and it could all easily split. So there you are, that's your first stage. Secondly, get your Allen key and then remove your pedal arm. Okay, I've loosened that off now. If it is a bit stiff to get off, a rubber mallet is always handy just to give it a bit of persuasion. Right, so there you go, we got our pedal arm off. Now what we need to do is get the chain set off, and I'm going to turn the bike around for that. Okay, a little tip for you here. Make sure that your chain is in the smallest gear at the back and the smallest gear at the front, and then you want to drop the chain off from the chain set down onto the frame there. Then you get your persuader, tiny tap just to loosen it up. And then your chain set should pull free from the bottom bracket. There we go. There we go. It's a one Hollowtech chain set, free from the bottom bracket. And there we have exposed our bottom bracket. Now I've already had a look at this and inspected it, and what you want to do is you want to get your hand in and you want to turn these bearings and you want to feel how smooth they are. Now this is rough as dogs. This definitely needs to be replaced. Also I can see that the seals are wearing, and no wonder they've worn, because water and dirt is going to get down in these gaps. So mine well and truly need replacing. Okay. Now the next tip for you is to take these off. I always find the easiest thing to do is to get the bike on the floor. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get the bike on the floor. Now, something to notice with these bottom brackets is that they have got a way to tighten them. So this is the right hand side one here, and if we have a look, it shows you which way to tighten it. So make sure you're aware of that. And like I said, I always find this easier to do on the floor. So we want to take this spanner up. There we go, shouldn't be too tight. And the same for the other side. There's the joiner in between. I think we'll replace that as well. So what you want to do is give this a good clean. I got some GT85. Give it a good spray so you don't get in here often. So whilst you're here, give it a good clean out. There's nothing better to clean your bike with and degrease it than GT85. Let's get a rag and give that a good clean. Next, a little dollop of grease just inside your frame, just so that when you come to take this bottom bracket off the next time, it comes off nice and smoothly. Okay, so here we go, putting the new bottom bracket in. Make sure you get the right side, and make sure you follow the direction of tighten. And what we do is we just do these finger tight whilst it's in the air, and then on the floor we'll tighten it up. Okay, so with the bike down on the floor, we can just nip these up. Something I always used to do when I was a bike mechanic in the early days was always over tighten things. Now really it is just a case of nipping it up. Don't go too mad. It's a fairly big thread, so just nipping it up will be enough to keep it in place. There we go, and the same on the other side. Make sure you follow the direction of tighten as directed on the side. Here we go, to the right hand side. Yeah, that should do it nicely, not too tight. Okay, so I've got my chain set. I've given that a good clean with GT85 to take all the muck off. And I've also applied a really thin layer of grease to it as well, just so that it slides in nicely, and when we need to get it off in the future, it slides off again. Right, so that should go through fairly easily. Let's give that a bit of a push. Look at that for effect. Lovely. Right, let's turn the bike round so that we can put the pedal arm back on. So to make sure it's all the way through, I just had to give it a bit of a tap with my rubber mallet there, and don't forget to put the chain back on. There we go. Right, pedal arm. Make sure you get it lined up nicely so the right hand pedal arm is facing downwards. This should face straight up. Should slide on very easy. These are so much easier to fit than the old ones. Okay, the next step is to get this plastic nut back in. Like I said at the beginning, these Shimano make these bits plastic on purpose. If they're plastic, it means you don't use tools on them. You just do it finger tight. Now what I like to do is before we start nipping it up, is just get the locking nuts on the pedal arm just to the point of biting, so that when we do nip it up, all the slack's taken up already. There we go, that is ideal. So let's get this device in, and I'm going to need 2 arms for this. Okay, I've tightened that up until there's no slack left, and this is the point at which you nip the locking nuts up, and then you can test for any play in your bottom bracket. So there we have it. One replaced Hollowtech crank, no play there whatsoever, and that should do me good for my commuting for another year, 2,000 to 3,000 miles. Thank you for watching, everybody. My name's Bicycle John, and remember, if you want to sell your bike, go to www.bicyclebuyandSell.co.uk, which is the largest regional network of bike selling groups on Facebook. Thank you for watching.